Hi, I can see you all.
Yay!
Wow, you have a full class.
Yes.
hmm hmm So can the students see me
Yes, they can see you.
on the screen or on the computer?
On the screen that's projecting from my computer.
Okay, I apologize for my eyebrows. I did them in the car this morning. They're probably like the size of a bulletin board right now. Well, thank you for being here today, because I'm sure everyone signed up, right? It's voluntary.
It's not part of their class. They don't have to be here.
My name is Magda Ortiz Smith. Um, I'm a K-State student. Um, I was a K-State student for my undergrad, and I'm still a K-State student working on a doctorate degree. I was a first grade teacher, and then I was and the first grade instructional coach, and then a K-12 EL coach in my district. And this is my second year as an education consultant, which means that I don't have a school or a classroom of my own. Our company gives me a little car, and I just kind of run around all over the place. So that's a little bit about me. I'm assuming you don't have any questions about this exciting life that I lead. So shall we get started?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, we're going to start with the value lineup. And this is a strategy that you can also use in your own classroom. So the first thing I need you to do is think to yourself, how much do you think the average American spends on school supplies and school clothing at the beginning of the school year for a middle school student? Okay, so just keep that number in your mind. How much does the average American spend for school supplies and school clothes for a middle school student before the school year begins? Okay, that's the question. So now, when I say go, I want you to line up. Della, the door that is farther from the computer, that's going to be where the person stands who has the smallest number. Okay, so if I say $2, I'll probably be standing by that door because that's a really small amount. Okay, so the larger numbers, I am really bad at explaining things right now. Okay, so of course you're going to have to talk to each other and communicate what number, what it is your estimate, and then line up in that numerical order. Okay, you may start.
Smallest amount over there, biggest amount over here. And just kind of line up along this middle row here. Talk to each other. What number do you have? Make one long line. So scoot the line way down to the wall.
You might have to curve. The line might have to curve. Okay, so what is the person on the very end? How much do you think that
The
the
smallest
average,
amount?
the smallest amount?
increased it a little bit. I felt bad. Like 50 or $40.
Okay. And how about the greatest amount?
$1,000.
Okay. Okay. On average,
Okay, listen up.
on average, parents spend about $941 to get a middle school student ready, ready for school. Okay, so now I'm going to pair you up. So you're going to fold the line, and whoever's in front of you is going to be your partner. So the person on each end, they're going to be partners.
Okay, so Taylor, your party's way over there.
So find your partners.
Yeah, so you're coming in this way.
Okay, great. Now I need two groups of two to sit at a table together. Two groups of two.
So your groups of two sit at a table. Yeah, so 2 and 2 sit together.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so two groups of two are sitting together at a table.
Does everyone need to have a partner, Magda?
Right now they should be in groups of four.
Okay, so in groups of 4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pull one person over to this group.
Okay. So it takes an average of $941 to get a middle school ready for school. You know, I'm a mom of two boys, and my goodness, I don't know why people invented shoes for everything. Why can't we just have one pair of tennis shoes for everything, right? Because we have track shoes, we have basketball shoes that you can't wear outside, and we have football shoes and soccer shoes. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of money. I know Dr. Pettis has some sticky notes for you, and before we get them out, we're going to do something called jot thoughts. Okay, so what you do is you take some sticky notes, and at your table, you each take a turn writing something that parents spend money on. So one thing per sticky note. Okay. What do parents have to buy? Now, this is necessarily for the beginning of the school year. This is in general. What does for example, an elementary school student's parent, what do they buy during the year? What is their responsibility? Or what does, what are the expenses? Okay, what questions can I answer before you start?
Any questions? Y'all understand what you're doing?
Okay,
So
one idea.
And the next person writes it down. Do you want them all on the poster paper, Magda?
Not yet. Right now, they're just going to be words on a sticky note.
Okay, for now, just on the sticky notes. Just set them like in front of you.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to stick like
Sticky note.
everybody can and should go have more than one turns.
Yeah. So you're gonna have multiple sticky notes. So if someone writes down a backpack, someone else will write something else down. What else do parents have to buy? So you're gonna have items on the
Okay. What questions may I answer?
Yeah.
Okay, has everyone started yet? I'm sorry, I can't tell. Okay, okay, thank you. So keep going, and I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to do this. So think of as many things as you can.
Okay, they all have multiple sticky notes with good information.
Okay. Do they need more time?
I think they're wrapping up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now I know that Dr. Perez also has some chart paper, so I need someone to volunteer to be a recorder. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. I need someone to volunteer to be a recorder, and if you could stick the piece of chart paper up under the clock, and someone can record our ideas.
So you need one chart paper?
Yep, one sheet of chart paper.
Since you guys are close to the clock, can we put your chart paper up on the whiteboard? Yeah. Please tape it up.
Okay, so this is how it's going to work. We're going to go around. One table is going to say an item at a time, one at a time. And if at your table you had that item, you can crumble that sticky note and put it to the side because you won't be sharing that one. And we'll go around the room until all items on the sticky notes have been shared.
Do you mind being our scribe to write down on the chart? Who has good handwriting? Who wants to be the scribe? All right, Jill, thank you. Okay, so you guys get what you're doing. You're going to say one item per table, and if someone on your table, at another table has the same item, you're putting it to the side or crumpling up your sticky note. I know some people wrote multiple things on a sticky note, so just cross it out. The table already has it.
So nice and loud, please. And can we start with the table closest to the door away from me?
So over there.
The farthest from me? Okay, there we go. Let's start with that table. What is one item?
Backpack.
Okay, good. Next table.
So we'll come up this way. So our table of 2, what's another thing you have? What do you have? Shoes. Okay, we'll come up to this table. Pencils on that table. Scissors. Right here, middle. Lunchbox. Okay, lunchbox. Lunchbox. Okay, let's come to this table right here. Yeah. Binders. Binders. Over here. Erasers. Erasers. Yep. Shots. Physical. Okay. Good. All right, let's go back to that table over there, tier 2. School clothes. Okay, come up to this table too. Kleenex boxes. Okay.
Pencil box.
Pencil box. This table?
Like an enrollment fee.
Okay, an enrollment fee. Definitely. Okay, there. Crayons. Okay, right here. Colored pens. Okay, back to this table again. Headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. A meal plan. Excellent. Okay, back to our table here. Glasses. Look at the glasses. My daughter's glasses are $300 this year. Very expensive. All right, back there. Our table 2. Yeah, table 2. Tape, and then back there. Sports equipment. Okay, I'll come to Madeline's table. Folders. Right here.
Like school uniforms.
School uniforms, maybe. What did this table right here have? Anything else? Dividers. Over here, let's go into this table. Glue. Do you have glue already? Okay, this is field trips. Very good. Field trips are very expensive. Okay, back to the table in the corner again. Classroom snacks. Yes. Okay, this table? Do you have Clorox wipes already? Okay, this table up here? Haircuts. Haircuts? Yes. My daughter got hers done at Bellis this time. It's too expensive to pay for Gaia. I'll go over here.
Like hygiene products.
Hygiene products. Good. Okay, our middle table right here, Taylor. Middle tables. What do you guys have? Anything else? What was that?
Planner.
Oh, planner. Okay. Right here. Markers. Okay. School pictures. Yes, definitely expensive. Especially when your daughter wants the magnets every year. You have yearbook. It's definitely a good one. A yearbook. Anything else over there? Winter jackets. Good. Okay, up here, table 2. Paint. Yeah, maybe paint, watercolor. Okay, over here. Ruler. How about here? Calculator, yeah. Then they get more up in the upper grades, they need the scientific calculators, that can be expensive.
And Dr. Perez, let's do about 2 more and then we can stop.
Okay, locker decorations. Yes, those are expensive. Okay, we'll do one more, really good one. What? Groceries, yeah, groceries.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is not meant to be like a birth control class, right? But that list is pretty scary, isn't it? I'm thinking about my Walmart cart during the first few days of school. A few things that I wrote down was the book fair at the elementary schools, and it never fails. Every time we have conferences, we also have a book fair. And kids are not going to ask for the $2 book. They're going to ask for the $15 spy kit, right? And then some schools also collect donations for X. I remember there was a time where schools collected donations for bags of rice and grain, and the community would get together and mix those bags of grains and send them somewhere. But the school in our community, they had like tiered donation rewards. So like if the child brought in $5, they would get to walk around the school with no shoes on. If they brought 10, they would get to walk around the school with no shoes on, plus like have extra iPad time. But if they brought $20, then they would get to go to the gym and watch a movie on Friday. And there are a lot of social implications. Now, we all know that true charity is not necessarily giving from your excess. It's giving from something that you might need, but we always need to be reflective about the situation that we put families in. Schools tend to do a lot of fundraisers. There's a yearbook, field trip money, after school program, and then traditions like Valentine's Day cards. And why is it important to know all of this? In Kansas, 48%, and these are statewide totals, 48% of students live in poverty. Okay, and poverty is something that you can disguise. It may not seem like you live in poverty, but I want you to know that statistically, 48% of the students sitting in your classroom one day will have come from poverty. To qualify for this, a family of 4 cannot make more than $34,000 a year. I know that most of you will get a teaching job soon, and you will be making about $35,000. And so I think that kind of puts it into perspective. Imagine you graduating from K-State, getting your first teaching job, making $35,000 and supporting a family of 4. And that's what poverty is. There are standards for school and family partnerships, and these are from the National PTA. And the first standard has a section in there about removing economic barriers to school participation. So I have worked with schools, and tradition is hard to change, but if we ask ourselves, why do we do this? Why do we have t-shirt sales? Why do all first graders need to have the same t-shirt? Why do we have a yearbook? Why do we have the book fair during conferences? If our answer is because we've always done it that way, then that's not a good reason to have something like that. I am fortunate enough to be in the middle class, and I purposefully, my son is here, but I purposefully forget my wallet when I go to conferences because I know that we're going to walk by the book fair, and my children are going to want to drag me in there. And I know that I'm going to spend, I'm going to spend at least $25. And that puts me in an awkward position in front of the teachers who are also my peers, in front of other parents. So I just tend to forget my wallet because, let's face it, he's not going for the Caldecott honor book mentions or medal winners, he's going to go for the spy kit or the invisible ink.
Yeah, thank you for
so we need to think about things that are barriers to families' participation. We want the families to be in school. Does the book fair help our libraries? Well, when I worked in different schools, it's very interesting because I always ask, what do you get? Like, what is an actual amount to get? And it's not always very much money. So we just need to think that there are some of the families, or about 50% of the families, who live in poverty, and school expenses really are a barrier to school participation. And we always have to go back to the why. The why of removing these economic barriers is because students whose parents are involved do better in school. So it's all about removing those barriers and liberation.
Thank you.
Dr. Perez, I want to honor the time, and I think it's about time, right?
Yeah, can I let them ask you a few questions if they have questions?
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Any questions? So where are you working right now, Magda? Where have you worked before?
I worked in Dodge City. That is where I was a teacher and an instructional coach. And now I go wherever I'm contracted. So it's usually in Southwest Kansas, but I have gone to places like Newton, Coffeyville, etc.
And how long have you been teaching or working in education?
I've worked in education since 2004.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Other questions? Chance, an expert from the field. Yeah. Oh, what's your son's name? Is peeking in on and off.
This is Landon.
How old's Landon?
Landon is 10 years old.
Okay. So
yeah. And so he's got some braces on his teeth and some pretty nice glasses. This parenting thing is, yeah.
Yeah, we forgot braces up on the list, but that's a huge expense, braces. My daughter's glasses are $300 after insurance. So yeah, things like that can be very expensive.
And you will encounter some situations where families might not even have the money to take a child to the dentist. And you will see children who can't learn because their mouth hurts from having those cavities. So, as teachers, we are so much more than deliverers of content. Sometimes we also need to connect families to organizations that can help. And most importantly, we need to find and look for our students' assets. Because we are so pressed for academics, it's easy to look at our students with a deficit perspective. But a student who comes from poverty has resilient skills that my kids don't even have. They are survivors, and you are the one that is going to make a difference in their life and help connect them to the resources that they need. So I just applaud you for wanting to become teachers. And I know that your students will all be positively impacted because of you.
Well, thank you